Hey everybody, welcome back to Relentless Talk Radio. This is episode 80. This is the Get Creative episode, and I'm super excited to be talking with Meryl Epstein. Meryl and I have been together in multiple chapters of our life, actually. We have some good stories to tell. So, Meryl, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I do all kinds of things. Let's see. I have a remote job right now. I work for Sessions College as the Director of Education. Sessions College is an online design school. That's one thing. I'm creative in pretty much every aspect of my life. As a segue to what you were talking about, mornings, I go for walks and I photograph at the same time. And that really sets the tone for my day. And also living in Arizona, it's good to get up early in the morning.
And you'll notice I've been liking a lot of those photographs. Fantastic. I know exactly what you're doing. I look at her go. Awesome.
Yeah. No, it's great. And then reading is also really important. I'm a very curious person, and people might say I'm curious. So that's another topic in itself. Even crocheting is really meditative. So I'll decompress at the end of the day, and I just, even if the news is on, I'm crocheting and I'm playing with color. And then also I've been really focused on my health. And I see that as a creative process. During this time of COVID, the era of COVID, I normally would have gained a lot of weight. I use food as a way to feel better, even temporarily. And instead, I've started a nutrition plan. Fortunately, I started at the end of January. But since then, I've lost 22 pounds. Woohoo!
Another one since we last spoke. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And it's not just the weight. Yes, my ego attaches to what I look like in the mirror, but it's how I feel. I feel lighter inside and out. And that's really powerful, especially this year. Not yet, but next year I'm approaching a pretty big year. And I wanted to be lighter before that happened, because the older you get, the more challenging it can be to lighten your load. So I'm really thrilled, and it felt impossible. And it's possible. So I'm really in a place where I want to help other people, inspire them to make that a choice if they choose, to have the courage for change. You know, you can say you want change, but you have to really grapple with, are you willing to make change? And so that's where I'm at, and that's creative.
You know, I just love everything about what you just said. I love, people sometimes think their job is what they do. And I think that your job's important, but also we're more than our jobs.
Yeah.
We're more than how we make a living. I mean, how do you make a life? Like, I don't really have a separation between how I make a living and how I make my life. It's all one and the same. I've been blessed to create this lifestyle entrepreneurship lifestyle where I've created a life around what I know, like, and love and want to share. And so that's a real blessing. And as you were talking, I was thinking about the day that you decided to come on board my team and make a decision to change your health. And I was at a conference at the time where I was listening to other people talk about health. And I took a step out in a break and called you, and you said, I'm ready. And we got you started like right then and there. And that's what I love about getting ready, is that you can get ready to get ready, but when you're ready, you're ready.
All right.
And you just have to make the decision, the choice. And that's why I call my company that focuses just on health, Choose Healthy Change, because you have to choose to be healthy and choose to change. It really is a choice, right?
Yeah.
And I love the name of your company, which is Be Present Now, because the two things are very much in the same. It's about choosing in this moment to be in the moment and being where your feet are. And you made a decision that you were tired of having the 20-something pounds on you. And then how much more do you want to lose?
I'd say another 11. 11's a nice round number.
Cool. So so it's 33 pounds altogether.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm super excited about that. It's totally doable. And I know sometimes when we feel stuck for so long, we think that we're just never going to lose that weight. And I hear a lot of women in our age category, between my age and you're a little bit ahead of me, but not by much.
Yeah. Who's counting?
That we're stuck here, and that we're just stuck. That menopause has taken over. And although I will admit that I have menopause brain sometimes where I can't remember names, and the memory thing is fascinating to me. I've decided just to be honest and joke about it, because it's just like names. I was always bad at names anyway, but especially with what I do now, the poof, they're gone, right? But I think that making a choice, especially at our age, to not go down the rabbit hole of being unhealthy. And now in these COVID times, I think it's more important than ever to take care of our health and make sure our immune system is up.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I mean, I feel better.
And you feel better, right? Right?
Yeah.
So why did you decide that it was time to help other people to feel the way you're feeling right now?
Well, I would feel, I'm a teacher and an educator, and I strive to be inspirational leader and transformational leader. So it's totally aligned with my personal mission. I would just feel remiss, quite honestly, if I didn't share it. It's not for everybody. I'm cool with that. Yeah. It's not, for me, it's not about, someone's joining on because they're following me. It's just that I figured something out. And I'd like to share it, and it's brought me joy. So I'd like to share joy, especially in these wackadoo times. Joy sometimes can be in short order. So finding peace is really valuable.
Herman Planck is saying a balanced body and a balanced mind are crucial.
Yes.
Not only in times like this, and he's right. And that was one of the things I shared with my folks in my fitness spin on these 5 things, is that in order to in order to be productive as a professional, you have to be productive in your body and in your mind. I think people that are not as healthy in that area think that they're that it's not related, and I think Herman is saying something very, very important, that being healthy is a very important part of life, and it's a very important part of business, quite frankly.
Oh yeah.
For 100%. So
yeah, it's all connected. I mean, I when you hear body, mind, connection, I mean that's relevant. I think the more you view the world in a holistic way, you see how we're all connected. But then how we see the world, how we walk through the world, how we experience it are all connected. So I have to calm myself down to find peace. And I can do that by being creative. I can do that by eating well. And I like I said, just feeling lighter inside and out. It's really important to me.
100%. And I think that sharing that, people will sometimes say to me, Michelle, why do you drink stuff on the radio? You know why? Because people have a hard time drinking.
Yeah, well, or over drinking.
Have a hard time drinking water, right? So I always have something to drink with me. And you know what? If you drink out of a straw, it's easier to drink water. Ooh. So that's why I model that on the show. It's like a very important thing for people to drink water. Whether you drink seltzer water or you flavored waters, or you have just a lemon in your water, just plain water. It's important to get enough fluid in. It's one of the reasons why I drink so much water when I'm on the radio, because I want people to see me drinking water, So what do you think the biggest lesson you've learned about being in business is? Because you've been in business like your whole life, one way or the other. We were chatting about this kind of pre-show about we've been support people for business people, and now you're really stepping into your own as your own business person. So I'm really interested to hear one of the biggest things that you've learned about being in business.
Well, I think, I know this is corny, but sort of owning your own truth. It's really easy. I always joke I'd be really rich if I had all the money of other people's money I've helped manage and spend wisely.
Amen. Oh my gosh, right?
And it's hard. And I think part of it is socializing. I'm a certain generation where it was braggadocious to talk about yourself. When I was younger, I was thin, had a rockin' body. If I had only embraced it, instead I would deflect those compliments. And I think I had to come into my own to say, you know what I'm doing is really cool if it's aligned with you, and then promoting it. And using myself as the tool for promotion, where instead of producing someone else's marketing plan. And so it's very unusual for me. And it took courage. Like recently I posted on Facebook a before and after shot, and what can I tell you?
Get that.
That's okay. And look at
I do want to show it because it's really fantastic. Keep talking.
But that took courage. First of all, the lumpy, bumpy, fluffy person before wasn't so fabulous. But, I'm cool with that because I'm using myself as the marketing vehicle. If it helps other people, I'm in. I'm in because in the end, I'd like to think that when I leave here, I've made the world a little bit better. And I'm doing that by utilizing what I have, my energy. Yeah, there I am. Woohoo!
And Meryl, I have to tell you, like, what you're saying is so important. It's what Relentless Talk Radio is all about. Like, I don't spend a lot of time prepping, and I don't spend a lot of time. Sometimes I might even have makeup on. You know what I mean? Like, I just, because that's what entrepreneurship is. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just flying by the seat of your pants. And I love that the before and after thing is so powerful. It is so powerful. And you know, quite frankly, you and I have been friends for
a long time.
8 years. We've gone through yoga teacher training together. You were there when my knee blew out. You were literally practicing beside me when my knee popped so loud that it stopped the whole class.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget you saying to me,
yeah, that did sound so good.
that's exactly what you did. You were like, and you know, so I remember that. And then you were an artist, and your paintings behind you are paintings that you created. At least one of them. I think the other one.
No, both of them were in your show.
Are pieces that you created for a water show that we did together. And I just love that you were there and you were part of that part of my life. And now you're part of this part of my life. And I just when I saw this picture, I thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
She has just hit the brave zone in a way I never would have ever expected. Like I literally was like, oh, by myself here in my studio. Wow. It's so powerful. And you got like a bazillion comments on this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Oh, and a lot of my friends. And, you know, since then I've reached out to them and said, hey, if you're interested. And again, it's all I'm doing is sending out the invitation. That's it.
100%.
And like you said, it's like I was trolling you on Facebook. I kept going, oh, she's looking hot. But I'm like, not for me, not for me. I've been on programs, not sure. I was really skeptical. And I'm like, okay, time out. I'm putting it on instead of taking it off. And it can't be impossible. And that's why I'm sharing it, because I sort of felt like in the fall, I was like, okay, well, I'm just never going to get there again. You know, I'm going to look like a middle-aged woman. As I said to a friend of mine, I started looking like a rectangle. And you know, the shoulders and the girls started joining up with the hips. And then I'm like, well, you know, I think I can do this. Michelle did it. I can do this. And
you were with me when I was, you know, a huge stress with my gallery, huge stress, working literally like not sleeping for 3 or 4 days at a time because I was doing the whole thing by myself, going through a major life change, the horrific divorce at the same time. You watched me just get fluffy. And I wasn't too fluffy at that point, but it was more inflammation at that point.
Of course.
And so when I took back my, you know, and quite frankly, I can be inflamed any given day if I eat certain things. I've learned the foods for me that are inflammatory. And you can, you know, basically not eat those things, you know. So tell me a little bit, we have talked about creativity a lot. How do you think creativity is, I'm trying to get this off my screen now. How do you think creativity is come into your current rendition of yourself?
Well, you know, reinventing's really possible. And reinventing doesn't mean getting rid of what you already have. And I think because of COVID, I'm looking at everything, and I'm an educator, and I tear things apart. I've been a designer for a long time. I'm an artist. So usually even when I paint, I put a lot on the canvas and then I pull stuff back.
Right.
And I think that's what it is like, well, what matters? And in this time, the other thing that I really found that I think is really valuable is reframing. Like Craig and I, my husband, will sit and we'll go, oh, we were going to do this or we're going to do that. And it's like, we're not doing that now. He's older. We need to protect our health right now, especially in Arizona. But I'm not bemoaning what we didn't do. Instead, I'm going, what am I doing? And the health thing is something I can do. And the other thing that's really cool is we have our food at home. The nutrition stuff I use is here. It's not perishable. And I don't have to go to the
It's
grocery
delivered
store.
right to your door.
Yeah, I don't have
It's
to go to the grocery store.
organic. It's non-GMO. There's nothing in it that you can feel bad about. It's just awesome.
Yeah, and both of us need gluten-free, plant-based stuff, so it's like I'm all in, and we don't feel as desperate about, oh, we have to go to the grocery store to get something. I mean, we'll go, we go to Trader Joe's to get us something,
right?
But
you are eating regular food too. So you know what I loved yesterday? Your husband came over and showed me his belly.
Less of the belly.
His face. He just came over and like picked his shirt up and he wiggled his belly at me. And I just love that, because when you are feeling better about yourself, the play comes back.
Yeah.
And I think play is, the 5 things I talked about allows you to play again.
Yeah.
Because it eases the load and it allows you to like let go of stuff and allows you to play again. And I love that he didn't even show me his face. He came over and wiggled his belly.
Yeah. No.
Also, the belly and the long hair. I'm like, wow, what happened? This is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's really very cool. So how can people get a hold of you if they want to work with you, if they want to start changing their health and they want to work with you? How do they do that?
You know what? I think the best way is you can email me personally. It's Meryl.Epstein1@gmail.com. I think that's good. I also have the link to my other website, which you have. But I think that's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
So it's Meryl.1.Epstein@gmail.com.
No, Meryl.Epstein1@gmail.com. Because I'm the one.
Is there a dot after your name, or just one?
No, just one. So it's Meryl.Epstein1@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it. That's the easiest. Yeah.
I am so proud of you on so many levels.
Thank you. You too.
I love that you're actively making work. I love watching the photographs that you're taking when you go on your walks in the morning. I love watching you guys take your health back. I'm loving that you're kind of adding a side hustle to your already pretty huge hustle.
Yeah.
And you're taking responsibility for wanting to have a different type of retirement.
Yeah.
And I think that's really awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
And, it's interesting. My neighbor is just outside my window right now. He just kind of like surprised me. Hello, neighbor. How are you doing, neighbor? So I really am so proud of you. And I'm looking forward to just years of wonderfulness together. And we're going to be on a beach in bikinis somewhere soon, I'm hoping.
Oh, you betcha. I'm right there.
Rectangle or apple shaped or any other weird shape. We're going to be the hourglass that we are. Dang it, right?
That's right. I'm feeling lighter, baby.
Awesome. So I'm going to go get Herman Plank. He's the on the board of directors for Phoenix Fashion Week, and we're going to be talking about creativity with him. I love what he had to say about that balance and health is more important now than ever, but it's always important. It's really super cool. So thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been episode 80, segment 2, the health and fitness episode of Relentless Talk Radio. We've been talking with Meryl Epstein. She's a Choose Healthy Age Change It. Look at that, Choose Healthy Change, same thing, agent with my team. And she also has a company called Be Present Now. If you want to get a hold of her, you can go to Meryl.Epstein1@gmail.com. Thanks so much, Meryl. Have a really fantastic rest of your day.
Find joy.
Yay, that's right. Amen. All right, guys, I'll be back with Herman in just a minute. I'm going to step out and come right back. Thanks again. This has been Relentless Talk Radio, episode 80.